Good evening and welcome to your Friday, May 10, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Government housing heavily subsidized. CROAL rejects opposition's motion to review costs. Managers at EXXONMOBIL ramps logistics charged for false declaration to GRA. Government waiting for GTU to return to bargaining table to find middle ground, says Hamilton. Every sale of state assets by PPP government was done in a transparent manner, says Jagdeo, and quarantine man nabbed in Suriname remanded for attempted murder. Now for the news in detail. Opposition Member of Parliament Annette Ferguson has presented a motion calling for the establishment of a special select committee to review charges for house lots for Guyanese, a move that Housing Minister Colin CROAL said is without merit and has no basis. Vanu Manichand tells us more.
It is prudent to ask ourselves whether in 21st century Guyana, Guyanese are being provided proper housing at affordable costs. The answer for me, sir, is no. This is a simple motion. The housing sector is in a dire state. And if we can all come together to find solutions, because no solution lies in one person. But if we can all come together and pool our ideas together, get civil society stakeholders on board, I believe that we will be able to solve the housing situation in this country.
That was Opposition Member of Parliament Annette Ferguson presenting her motion to the National Assembly on Thursday evening for a special select committee to review charges for house lots. Ferguson, who is a former Minister of Housing, says the committee can determine alternative ways to solve housing needs of the population, but did not provide any suggestions on what can be done. This was pointed out by Housing Minister Colin CROAL, who argued that there is no need for such a committee.
This motion is quite, and if you want for a better word, confusing. In its present form, it is fundamentally flawed. This motion begins in vague speculation and then crashes to an illogical conclusion that is mind-boggling. There is no specificity in the motion. The motion makes several claims, and then it sets blames on the Ministry of Housing and Water and the Central Housing and Planning Authority without providing evidence that any policy on our part is responsible for the, and I quote, financial constraints.
According to CROAL, the People's Progressive Party civic government already has a sound plan in place to ensure affordable housing is provided to Guyanese.
In 3.5 years, we have allocated over 33,000 house lots, prioritizing 2019 and earlier. Our allocation process demonstrates a clear commitment to equitable socio-economic development. 91.8% of our allocations benefited low-income, moderate-income, and the middle-income Guyanese. In fact, low-income allocation, 43%, moderate-income, 30%, and middle-income, 18.8%. This reflects, Mr. Speaker, our goal of reducing poverty and fostering inclusive growth. Moreover, in keeping with our mandate to empower youths through home ownership, individuals aged 21 to 35 represents 52% of our allocations.
The debate on the motion continued on Friday, but it was eventually voted down by the government majority in the National Assembly. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manichand.
Minister of Labor Joseph Hamilton has weighed in on the current teachers' strike, noting that the government will be waiting for the Guyana Teachers Union to return to the bargaining table, where both sides can continue discussions and possibly find a middle ground. Contending that the strike action is illegal, Hamilton pointed out that there was never a breakdown in talks during the negotiations between the union and the Ministry of Education, but rather it was the GTU that decided to exit those talks. The GTU wants the government to address the issue of salary increases from the year 2019 to present, but the ministry is maintaining that it will only deal with 2024 onwards. Here's what the Labor Minister had to say on the situation.
You're attempting to ask me to resolve Granger and his government issue that they did not resolve. At least in the period they were in government 1.5 years. Is it a fair thing to tell me to resolve it? The other issue is, since the PPCB came into government 2020, they have adjusted upward teacher salary. So for argument, you can say that the employer dealt with the matters of 2021, part of 2020 when we come into government, 2021, 2022, and 2023. So why would we want to go back there? Again, there was never a situation whereby engagement stopped. There is no basis unless there's a breakdown of talks. We don't see need for strike action. It is you that walk away, you know. We are still here sitting, waiting for you to return. So the proper thing, in my view, for the union, that what they should have done is return to the bargaining table. How do you negotiate in good faith? When you think you can behave like a child, negotiations is what it is. It is hard. It is two different sides proposing things, hoping to find a middle ground. In most labor relations matter, no one gets all the things they ask for. You follow it. So somehow the people who represent the teachers, they think they must get all the things they ask for. As a government, you always have to pay attention to what precedent you are setting. You know, people who are not in government, they could yap and they could talk wild talk. But a government, you always have to pay attention to what precedent you set. The matter about employer paying the employee or employees getting what they're requesting or part of it, it cannot be resolved via front page articles in the cultural news. It cannot be resolved in the courts. It cannot be resolved in the streets. There is only one way labor relations matter they're resolved, around a table where people consistently articulate their views and their positions and try their darnest best to reach a middle ground.
Addressing a long-standing narrative against successive People's Progressive Party civic governments, Vice President Dr. Jagdeo has insisted that every state asset the party ever sold to private buyers, while in government, was done in a transparent and accountable manner. Here are the details from Gerald Bryan.
On Thursday, Vice President Dr. Jagdeo addressed the matter of government sale of public assets. The Vice President was at the time responding to accusations hurled by PNC executive, retired Rear Admiral Gary Bess. Jagdeo, who was president from 1999 to 2011, during which a number of assets were sold, made it clear that such transactions were always transparent and above board.
Let me, first of all, say to the public in Guyana, every asset that we sold from 1992 to 2011 is in a report that we tabled in the Parliament. Every single entity we sold, how much we sold it for, to whom, what process we went through. We're the party that stopped privatization when we came into office and established a privatization unit, a board, and then you had to go to cabinet. A multi-layered system that allowed us to be able to transparently do any privatization.
The vice president compared that with what occurred under the previous PNC government, citing several examples.
Contrast that with what they did. The Lord Beaverbrook, the GTC. They sold the GTC assets, Lord Beaverbrook. Just Google Lord Beaverbrook. Sold it, resold it for a major set of money. The Barama deal was shrouded in secrecy. GT&T paid, I think for 80% of the assets, they paid $16 million US. We already had $5 million in the bank account at that time. And so the company made in a single year, I think, more money than that. But the key thing, it was not advertised for sale.
From 1992 to 2011, the state assets that were privatized included Guyana Stores Limited, Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry, and the Guyana National Engineering Company. Guyana's most recent attempt at privatization was the sale of the Marriott Hotel. This process has not yet been completed. Jal O'Brien, The Evening News.
Employees of oil giant EXXONMOBIL and its supplier Rams Logistics have pleaded not guilty to submitting an inflated invoice to the Guyana Revenue Authority for oil well equipment. The cost was reportedly inflated from US $4.4 million to US $12.1 billion. Mariska Jordan, a manager at Rams Logistics, and Steve Gentry, a manager at EXXONMOBIL, appeared before Senior Magistrate Leron Daly at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts today. They pleaded not guilty on behalf of their companies in connection with the two separate charges of allegedly falsifying customs declarations to the amount of US $12.1 billion for imports of oil well equipment and other supplies. Daly granted the manager self-bail in order that they return to court on June 28 for report and disclosure. President of EXXONMOBIL Guyana, Alistair Rutledge, had already made it clear to the media that the company had cut ties with Rams Logistics following the discovery of the incident. Meanwhile, Vice President Dr. Jagdeo had revealed that in light of this incident, GRA is now reviewing all invoices to ensure there is no overstatement in those documents as well. Coming up, Rainforest Tours launches independent safari excursions and finals for Standards in Academia initiative set for May 28. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
2 day and night facilities will be constructed in Regions 2 and 4 to provide a safe space for the children of working parents. Monies will also be spent to rehabilitate and improve the facilities at the Sophia Care Center and Mahaika Children's Home. This $287 million investment is part of the 2024 national budget, which is supported by revenues earned from oil production.
premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe. Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
This Mother's Day, shower mom with love. Buy the Samsung A05 for just $19,500, the Samsung A15 for only $29,500, or the Samsung A25 5G for $43,000. That's not all. Each purchase comes with a complimentary 30-day mega data plan, ensuring mom stays connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you today. Terms and conditions apply. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Guys, I think I'm in love. Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, Mima Decor. Obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, y'all want to have a date now?
We can build on that.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. President Dr. Anan Ali today visited Baratica Region 7, where he addressed a number of concerns affecting residents there. Find out more in this Lawanda McAllister report.
President Dr. Anan Ali on Friday continued his visit across Region 7, making a stop in the township of Baratica. On Thursday, he had visited Bativa, CROAL, and Dak Point. Whilst in Baratica, the president interacted with residents on a number of issues affecting them in areas of education, health, among others. After listening to the residents' concerns, the head of state made several commitments.
All the issues here that were raised, including sidewalk, the meeting with the Speedboat Association, my staff will schedule that meeting, the Moore Point issue, we look at the school there, the crematorium, we'll look at that, the land, the issue at Bairabu with the multi-purpose building, the garbage issue, and Moore Point, the one bus for the secondary school student also.
A number of residents had issues regarding their lands, and as such, the president instructed the Ghana Lands and Surveys Commission to return to Baratica next Thursday to have the situations addressed. Health officials were also instructed to return to the town.
I'm going to ask the Ministry of Health to come here next Friday. The Ministry of Health will be here next Friday to do 4 things. 1, for us to distribute the treated nets for hospitals. They're going to work with you. All those spectacles, they're going to do this here, and they're also going to give you the voucher so you can get the spectacles. 3, anyone in need of surgery, we'll identify you and we'll take you to Port Brougham to have the surgery completed. 4, any woman who is on a waiting list or has not have a date scheduled for them as yet for fibroids surgery, we're going to get that list and ensure that you get the surgery well in advance of time, because this is something we want to bring to a complete end. And then we have the final thing they'll do is the screening process, cervical cancer, so that we can ensure that women are living a better and more prosperous health.
Reporting for the Evening News, Lawanda McAllister.
Works on the incomplete section of the Conversation Tree to Dennis Street Road expansion project could be executed by the contractor who completed the first section of the road, according to Public Works Minister Juan Edgell. Kelroy Williams reports.
Initially pegged at $1.8 billion, the Conversation Tree to Dennis project was split into two lots, with the first lot having already been completed by S. Jagmahan Construction and General Supplies Incorporated. The second phase, which was awarded to controversial Trinidadian company Calco Guyana Incorporated, had abandoned its work, resulting in government moving to terminate its contract. Asked whether the government has identified a new contractor to complete the works on the road, Public Works Minister John Edgell hinted that it could be done by the S. Jagmahan Construction.
The likelihood is the contractor was working on the other lot at the same rate. That is what we're looking at.
At the same rate as the Calco contract?
At the same rate of the works that were being done when he did his work.
Okay.
At the same rate. That is the important thing, at the same rate.
The contract awarded to S. Jagmahan Construction and General Supplies Incorporated was to some $1 billion. In the meantime, the Guyana government has been working to recover the entire mobilization payment made to Calco, which was awarded the $830 million contract.
We are at the final stages of winding up Calco's contract, and that road will be finished shortly.
Calco's contract has in the termination of their contract?
Yes, bringing it to an end.
The minister previously indicated that Calco has agreed to exit the contract in a non-adversarial manner and that the two sides have ironed out all the measures, including payments. Meanwhile, last month, President Dr Anan Ali and a technical team had inspected the incomplete section of the road, during which he instructed the team to find a way forward to complete the stalled works. The head of state had also ordered that immediate drainage and irrigation works be done at the unfinished section of the road to avoid flooding during the current rainy season. Consequently, works are ongoing to clear the drains in the area.
We have to ensure that people are not flooded. We have to ensure that mosquitoes are not taking over the place and so on. And we do have a contractor that is doing some work to ensure that the residents' welfare are protected at this particular time.
For the evening news, Kelroy Williams.
To complement the expanding tourism sector in Guyana, Rainforest Tours is venturing into new frontiers with their inaugural Independence Safari, commemorating the nation's 58th year of independence. Michael Henry has more in this report.
Rainforest Tours, in collaboration with the Guyana Tourism Authority, have launched an exciting safari tour in commemoration of the country's 58th independence anniversary. During a press conference on Friday, coordinator of the event Frank Singh explained that travelers will experience the sights of Baratica, Madhya, and Karasabai.
This is the first safari of this type we are doing. We're calling it the Independence Safari. We actually celebrating the 52 independence. And the route we're going to take this year is that we're going to go to Baratica, and then we're going to do a tour of Baratica. After that, we're going to go to Madhya, do a tour of Madhya, then we're going to continue on to Karasabai.
Singh also explained that key experiences are set out for these travelers in the respective areas.
From Baratica, we're going to do a tour. They're going to get some mining experience. They're going to get some tour of Region 7. Madhya, we know is a mining town. They get a tour there. Including there, they're going to get to see the Denham Bridge, which is one of the famous bridges from the early centuries. And then Karasabai, as we all know now, the home of the Sun Bharrat board, that everyone is going to get an experience, and they're going to get a little taste of the culture, indigenous culture.
Meanwhile, the director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Kamrul Baksh, announced future plans to create short-term excursions for travelers.
We're also working with Frank to look at new routes and new paths. So not only in the hinterland regions, but some of the coastal regions as well, to create more short-term excursions that would benefit a wider audience. So, look out for some more information and details on some other routes that we're looking at. They're quite exciting, actually. I don't want to release the information right now to keep you in suspense, but we're actively working on a number of those new pathways so that we can see even more of Destination Guyana.
The Rainforest Tour Company was formed by Frank and Sabita Singh in 1995. Anyone interested in joining the safaris could contact the Pacaraima Safari Club or Rainforest Tours on 624-3298. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
The Standards in Academia initiative for primary schools, which is aimed at educating students about standardization and metrology, will head into the finals later this month. Find out more in this Lawanda McAllister report.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards, in its bid to educate pupils at the primary level about standardization and metrology, launched the Standards in Academia initiative for primary schools in late 2017. The first program was conducted in 2018, followed by the second in 2022. As part of the initiative, a booklet of information about the GNBS standardization and metrology is prepared and distributed to participating schools in selected regions to study ahead of the competition. Subsequent to this, regional quiz competitions are conducted, followed by a finals. This year, the finals will be held on May 28th at Orchachong Conference Center. A recent round of this competition was held in Region 5, where the Nova Primary School showcased unparalleled brilliance and dedication. That event, held at Hope Town Primary School on Tuesday last, witnessed a closely contested battle with Nova Primary emerging victorious. Their outstanding performance not only earned them the prestigious trophy, but also coveted Best Performer prize. Competing alongside Nova were Hopetown Primary School and Rosignol Primary School, who clinched the runner-up positions. These three schools were the sole participants in the competition for that region. Other regions that participated included Region 3 and 4. Next week, the competition will head to Region 6. Lloyd David, head of corporate communication at GNBS, explained that this initiative is more than just a competition.
After reading this booklet, when you go down the road and you interact with different aspects, furniture, your footwear, the traffic light, all of that, you'll have a different appreciation for these things which are actually based on standards, their construction of them. So we are very happy at the GNBS to be able to share with you through the Standards in Academia initiative. And just to let you in on another secret, this morning I had a meeting. The International Organization for Standardization is extremely excited about this competition. So I had the task of getting up 2 o'clock this morning to tell them about the competition. And people from all across the globe were at that meeting. And they were very excited about what we have in Guyana. So certainly the GNBS and the Ministry of Education and new people will need to cherish this competition and make sure it grows from strength to strength.
Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
A quarantine barber who was arrested in neighboring Suriname several months after a wanted bulletin was issued for him by the Guyana Police Force about an attempted murder incident and was extradited to Guyana earlier this week, has been remanded to prison. Our Burmese correspondent Andrew Carmichael brings us the details.
47-year-old Saisnarain Sankar, called the Barber or Wire of number 69 Village Quarantine, who had been wanted for attempted murder committed on Sandy Prasad, has been remanded to prison. Sankar appeared before Magistrate Tuana Hardy at the Albion Magistrates Court on Friday and was not required to plead to the indictable charge. It is alleged that on April 5, 2023, with intent to murder, he wounded Prasad. The court was told that a woman had been beaten and received several chops about her body. Police prosecutor Lance Corporal Chanel Matheson objected to bail, telling the court that the accused is a flight risk. She said after the offense was committed, he fled the jurisdiction to neighboring Suriname, and as such he asked the court to refuse bail. However, Sankar told the court that over the past year he had been living at his number 69 Village Quarantine Berbice address. Nevertheless, bail was refused and the matter has been transferred to the Springland Magistrates Court for May 25th. Following the court hearing, the victim spoke with the media.
1 year behind with all the pain we got through, and hopefully God see their kids.
What are you looking forward to now?
Well, I need justice, and I'm glad I get justice and I get catching, because I'm going through too much pain, and I still have to go in pain because I have to do back a surgery from my hand, and I don't know if I get better to just break back right now. I have to do surgery for $450,000.
It had been reported that Prasad was found in the home with chop wounds to her shoulders, forearm, back, head, and feet, and she was also stabbed to the abdomen.
I get chopped, this finger, this shoulder here, and this hand here, and the foot here, and toe cut out. So I'm glad to get catch.
What injuries to your head?
Chop.
For the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
And now for a look at the Birch Reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Saturday, May 11, 2024 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 5 hours 50 on Saturday, May 11, 2024 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Golden Jaguars meet Ramson Jr. before jetting off for friendlies. Details of these stories and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Birch Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
EXXONMOBIL and the EXXONMOBIL Foundation have invested nearly $6 billion in communities across the country. And we're just getting started. From STEM education and youth sports programs to workforce training and community development projects, we're committed to making sure the benefits of Guyana's growing oil and gas industry reach as many Guyanese as possible. What can we do for your community? Learn more at exxonmobil.com/Guyana.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real?
आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं?
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. Look at this.
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
Did you know that Gassie's Jet A1 fuel is a type of aviation fuel specially formulated for turbine engines? Jet A1 fuel is safer to handle and transport than any other fuel types due to its high flash point and low volatility. It also boasts a high energy content, enhancing aircraft performance and efficiency. So whether traveling for business or pleasure, choose Gaio's Jet A1 fuel for a safe, reliable, and efficient flight.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome.